Hey guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I want to do a little special video. It is not Top Guys related, but don't go away just yet because um, it is car related. And basically, if you guys don't know what Tiermaker is, it's basically so as you can see, I have a whole bank of car manufacturers down below, and I can put all these different manufacturers in all these different ratings, and I just want to give you, my personal opinion on what I think of every manufacturer in the world. Obviously, not every car in the world is here. I can spot some that are not here. However, this is a large collection, so I think it's valid. Not 100%, but it is valid. So yeah, today's video I'm basically going to be ranking all these cars, and I have to say, guys, this is my personal opinion, so please don't get mad if I put BMW in like disgusting or something like that, because this is my personal opinion, but I do want to hear your opinion. As you know, I try and reply to every single comment, so do comment down below what your opinions are after the video. Also, before we get into the video, I need to give a one shout out because I did not give it in my, and thanks for all the support from that video, which was the concept update video. There was a video that I used, not a video, a picture that I used of a Mustang SVO, and it wasn't actually made by Shinji or Dodekane. It was actually made by Preston LK, so thank you to you, and there is your credit. Obviously, the link is the same to the Discord channel, so I'll have it down in the description below. But let's get into the video. So today I'll be rating all these different cars. We start from Alpha, and it looks like we end with W Motors, which is the company that made the Lycan Hypersport, I think. So as you can see here, these are my tier ranks. I have godly, exciting, impressive, worth the picture, which is like, almost meh. Then I have meh and disgusting. So starting off, it looks like we have Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo, and I have to say once again, this is all my personal opinion, but Alfa Romeo, I feel like it's pretty underrated, especially when it comes to Italian cars. Because if you asked someone that didn't know cars that much to name you two Italian cars, maybe even three, he's probably just gonna say Lamborghini, Ferrari, and I don't know. Um, Alpha, they have history. They have made some very beautiful cars. They've made the 4C, they've made the Quadrilupe or whatever. And one of my favorite Alphas is the Disco Volante. And I think a lot of you guys probably don't know what the Disco Volante is, but I'll show you a picture. That is what the Disco Volante looks like. It's stunning, gorgeous. I love the red and, really beautiful car. But let's not forget that Alpha has made some abysmal cars as well. Um, but I would say overall, I would say Alpha is indeed impressive. So I'll put it in the impressive section. Moving on, we have Alpine. Alpine is a French car. I do believe it is the sport version of Renault. I think I know it's French. I think it's Renault as well. If you guys don't know Alpine, Alpine is basically the nostril car, as I like to call it. I'll just show you a picture real quick. I think it's called the 110. Yep, a 110, and there you go. Look at that. What is that? It looks like it has like two nostrils coming. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Not a fan of the Alpine at all, and definitely I would put it in the meh. Maybe even the disgusting. Should I put it in the disgusting? I mean, I think that'd be a bit too cruel. I'm gonna be harsh with my judgments, but I think putting Alpine in disgusting is too harsh, especially with the other cars we're gonna see. Ariel Atom, I would say Ariel is worth the picture. I don't know Ariel that well. I know it's from the UK. Pretty sure it's from the UK. I know they made the Atom, and it is a pretty cool looking car. But I never really followed them. I don't think it's a bad looking car. I think it's pretty cool, in fact. So I would say it's worth the picture, which is basically average, in my opinion. Moving on, we have Aston Martin. Aston Martin. Well, if you guys don't know, and I think a lot of you guys don't know because I said this once in my, I think it was 300 or 400 subscriber Q&A. I used to work for Aston Martin as an internship before coming to university, and it was just a joy to work for Aston Martin. Personally, Aston Martin is my favorite British manufacturer. They've made some of my favorite cars of all time. One of my favorite British cars of all time, actually. I'll show it to you right now. Is the Aston Martin 177. Um, Absolutely gorgeous, this car. If you look at the back, the tail lights. Um, that tail light, I fell in love with that tail light. The first time I saw it, or the first time I knew about this car, was from Asphalt 7, the iOS game, and I love that tail light so much. And that was out before the Dodge Charger had LED tail lights, so they were definitely pioneers in that, and it's absolutely beautiful. Another Aston Martin I do love is obviously the DBS Superleggera or Superleggera. As you can see, they just made the 50th anniversary. I think this is the 50th anniversary of Aston Martin. I'm pretty sure. There is some significance to this car, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful car. And when I used to work for Aston Martin, I remember I was working with the showroom I was working at had a lot of DB11s, and they were just about to release the Vantage, and I was, working there at the time, so I actually helped with all the press release and everything. And yeah, so definitely close to my heart, Aston Martin. Definitely a godly car in my opinion. Love Aston Martin. Moving on with Audi. Now, Audi really impresses me. You know, when you think of German cars, the first thing you probably think of is probably Mercedes and BMW. Maybe Porsche as well, but Audi, I feel like it's always in the shadow of Mercedes and BMW, just in a general format. But I do like Audi a lot. You know, the R8s, the e-trons definitely look cool. The RS6, RS7, even the RS4, Audi makes some really beautiful cars. I think their tail lights, their front lights, and especially their wheels, the design is just absolutely gorgeous. Audi definitely exciting for me. Moving on, we have BAC. I don't know what BAC is, so I'm just gonna put it in the meh. Um, at first, I thought it was Maybach, but then I realized that all these logos are listed alphabetically. So definitely does not start with an M, so I'm just gonna put it in May. Next, well, actually, let's search it up. Let's give it a fair chance. BAC cars. Oh, yeah, it's a meh. It's a meh for me. Next, we have BMW. Now, as I talked about Aston Martin, which I went off of on a slight tangent there. In my Q&A video, which was a long time ago, um, I think one of my questions was what car I drive in real life, and a car I do drive in real life is a BMW 328i. I do love BMWs, and they have huge history. My whole family loves BMWs actually. My whole family drives BMWs. I love the M5. I love M3s, 7 Series. Very beautiful. M3 GTS. What other cars? Their whole history. M1s. I love M1s. I think they're beautiful. The 820. Very beautiful. So yeah, definitely cars that I've consistently liked throughout my life, and it has an amazing history. So BMW, I would say, is exciting. I might move it to godly, but I feel like godly should be a really niche area. So I'm gonna be very, very picky when it comes to godly. But BMW is definitely exciting. Moving on to Bentley. When I worked at my internship with Aston Martin over the summer, and this was less than a year ago, I worked for Aston Martin actually. One of the companies that was actually just across our showroom was Bentley. So I do see a lot of Bentleys. I do love the Mulsanne, the Bentayga as well. Very beautiful, the Bentayga. But I'm on the edge. I'm not sure if Bentley is exciting or impressive. It's definitely impressive, but is it exciting? I don't care much about the history of the Bentley, to be completely honest, even though it does have a very nice history. I like Bentleys starting maybe from the 90s. Um, I think Bentley is impressive. It's not exciting enough for me to put it in exciting. It's definitely impressive. It's on the high spectrum, it's like the RQ22 and the Ultra Rare. Um, but I just don't think it's exciting. So Bentley is definitely in the impressive. The Mulsanne and the Bentayga is definitely exciting, but I was never a fan of the Continental. So yeah, I think impressive. Next we have Bugatti, and this is where I think everyone is going to disagree with me. Growing up, and even now, I'm not a fan of the Bugatti. I think Bugattis are hideous. I don't like what they look. I don't like how they look. I think they're disgusting. Just a big grill in the front. I don't like the shape of it. I don't really like the shape of the car. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are hitting me for this probably, but I'm not a huge fan of the Bugatti. I think the EB 110s are disgusting. I think they're really ugly cars. But due to the fact that it is a Bugatti, it is a hypercar, it is very rare. I would have to say Bugatti is worth the picture. Because although I don't like Bugatti, if I saw one, I would still take a picture. Um, but it's not like I would stare at it for days on end. So Bugatti is worth the picture, but in my opinion, it's not impressive. It's not exciting. Um, yeah, just not my thing, guys. Sorry about that. But moving on is Buick. Buick, oh my. I think it would be harsh for me to put Buick as the first car in the disgusting slot just because they have one car that is saving them. And I'm going to show you what exact car that is. It is the Buick Riviera. I think this is a very beautiful car. Used to be very popular lowrider. I have this car as a toy, and I had it as a toy growing up. I think it's beautiful. But then after this, I can't really think of another Buick that was nice. I mean, what is this? Oh, that is disgusting. Let's not look at that anymore. Um, just because of that one car, I'm gonna put Buick in meh. Definitely, Buick does not excite me in any way, and as the stereotype goes for Buick in the U.S., it's an old people car. It's really an old people car. Just go to a hospital in the U.S. and like just look at the parking lot. It's just Buicks. But yeah, moving on with Cadillac. Cadillac. I do love Cadillac for its history, and I love Cadillac now. I feel like the new design that Cadillac is going for is amazing. Definitely the Cadillac El Mirage, I think, is a absolutely drop dead gorgeous car. The CT6, the ATS, beautiful. The Eldorado is beautiful. But then there was that whole thing of Cadillac that was like in the 90s, the early 20s. No, not the early 20s, the early 2000s, the 90s, where Cadillacs were just disgusting. I feel like Cadillac is borderline. It's kind of like Bentley, borderline exciting, definitely impressive. But I'm gonna put Cadillac in impressive because I want to be pretty strict with where I put my cars in exciting and godly. But Cadillac, I feel like if they continue going with their whole like new range of cars with all the facelifts that they're giving, I feel like in the future I might put it in exciting. They have definitely made some great cars, the 16 as well. Um, but yeah, I'll have to put it in impressive for now. Moving on is Caterham. Caterham is definitely exciting for me. Sorry, not exciting. Definitely impressive for me. They do wow me, those cars. Definitely in their own class. However, once again, I never really followed them growing up. Never really had a huge passion for Caterhams, but I do appreciate them. I think they're impressive. So I think it's a perfect way to put it there. Caterham and impressive. Moving on to Chevrolet. Now Chevrolet has made some amazing cars. They have amazing history. They have amazing cars now. Camaro ZL1 1LE, obviously. I love all the classic Camaros, the Yenkos. I love the Novas. I love the Impalas. Obviously Corvettes, but it looks like Corvette has their own category. So looks like I'll have to judge Chevrolet without the Corvettes. And if I'm judging Chevrolet without the Corvette brand in it, since Corvette seems to have their own logo, if I was judging Chevrolet with Corvette, it would definitely be exciting, right? Because Chevrolet has made some amazing cars, but they've also made some pretty bad cars, like the Volt, Chevrolet Volt. What is that? The Cobalt's pretty cool, but then there's the Chevrolet Cruze, and that is disgusting. So I think Chevrolet, and they also have those super cringy ads in the U.S., which is like, oh, this is real customers, not actors, not paid actors. But I hate those so much. But Chevrolet, I'll put Chevrolet in impressive because they have some really cool cars. They have great history, but I'm judging Chevrolet without Corvette. And without Corvette, it's just impressive to me, even though I do love Camaros very much. Moving on with Chrysler. When I think of Chrysler, the first thing that comes through my mind is the Pacifica. But obviously, in top drives, there's a whole Chrysler finals going on, which I am not even going to compete in because it looks like the requirements are just out of my league. I don't have a strong British deck in top drives. Chrysler never really followed Chrysler. I followed Chrysler's partner, the Dodge, and you guys know where Dodge is going to be. It's going to be godly, obviously. But Chrysler never really wowed me. I like the 300s. The Crossfires were kind of just meh. I mean, I want to put Chrysler in meh. Are the 300s and the 300 SRTs enough to push Chrysler up to worth the picture? I don't think so. Chrysler for me is going to be a meh. Moving on is Citroen. Citroen is disgusting. And a topic. I hate French cars. Moving on is Corvette though. Corvette. Now Corvette, I'm thinking either exciting or godly. Hmm. Because I do like Dodges more than I like Corvettes. And Dodges are going to be godly. No, you know what? No, I can't be that harsh. Corvettes are definitely godly. Um, Currently, I just wrapped up my first year of university as a design student, and one of my design papers for my finals, I actually wrote a 20-page paper on the history of the Corvette and the designs. And honestly, one of the quotes that I remember till now, when I wrote that paper, I think 6 months ago, um, was I remember a quote: "Corvette is America's sport car." And I have to agree, Corvette is America's sport car. I mean, there's the C1, C2, C3, C4. I can't really think of a Corvette I really hate. I did not really like the C5, but they had those pop-up headlights, which were absolutely cool. Corvette's godly to me. Next we have Dacia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but I do know this car is from Romania, and it is like the budget car. Um, of Europe. It's disgusting to me. Yeah, it's no. Next is Dodge. It's very easy. Dodge is godly, and I feel like I have to show you a picture of a Dodge because Dodge. Dodge Charger from 1970s. This is my favorite car of all time, right? The General Lee. I love the General Lee. I love just Chargers in general. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Speed Core made one. You know, there's the Elephant, the 1,000 horsepower engine. There's always gonna be some kind of special edition Corvette at a SEMA auto show, and that says a lot. I do love Dodge Chargers. I love Dodge. I love Hellcats, the Demon. You guys know that already. Obviously, I had to say Dodge isn't all perfect. They've made some absolutely horrendous cars. The Dodge Dart in the present day is disgusting. Dodge Dart back then in the 1970s, though, absolutely beautiful. But yeah, Dodge is godly to me. Next is Ferrari. Um, I'm a huge fan of Ferrari actually. I love their history. The F12 Berlinetta is a beautiful car. The Maranello, very beautiful car. The Tetrarossa, what other? The Ferrari Dino a lot is a very controversial Ferrari in terms of its design, but personally I like it. Um, yeah, especially the Maranello. I love the Maranello. I remember watching Bad Boys, right? And Ferrari, Bad Boys is just amazing. I love that movie. Ferrari has to be godly for me, truly. Hopefully Top Drives will get Ferrari into the game one day. But I do love Ferrari, LaFerrari, everything about Ferrari. I love it. Next we have Fiat. Fiat is definitely just meh. Fiat would almost even be disgusting, but they have the 124 Spider, which I think is a very cool car. So Fiat's just a meh. I'm not a fan of the 500s, not a fan of anything they make. But next is Ford. Now this is interesting. The Corvette had its own logo. Does Shelby have their own logo? Let's look. Seat, Skoda. No, Shelby does not have their own logo. So I guess we'll have to count Shelby as part of Ford. And you know, if we put Shelby in there, we have what, the GT500, we have the Cobra, and those cars are definitely godly for me. But we have to think of Ford as a whole because American Fords I'm a huge fan of. British Fords I'm not. I don't like Fiestas. I don't like Focuses. Mondeos are okay. What is it? The Ford Cortina? The old Ford Cortinas I kind of like. Um, but Mustangs. I love Mustangs. Mustangs GTs are great. Ford GTs as well. Beautiful, beautiful. I think because, you know, we're putting a lot of cars into play here, but I think overall Ford is exciting to me. I do like Ford. Uh, I do like Ford a little more than I do like Chevrolet. If you don't count Corvettes, but if you counted Corvettes, I would like Chevrolets more than Fords. Um, you know, I love the Raptor, I love the Ford GT, I love the Shelby GT500, the Cobra. I love so much about Ford. But there are stuff I don't like about it as well. But ultimately, I think it's an exciting car, and you know, Ford really does excite me. But moving on with GMC, GMC has some cool cars. They have the Yukon Denali, they have the Sierra, and I think GMC is worth the picture. And that's just my personal opinion. Moving on with Hennessy. Hennessy, I don't know if Hennessy deserves to be in this list because most of the cars that they make, they're shell cars, you know, or just really expensive kit cars. Um, Hennessy, I mean, Venoms are cool. They're impressive. I'll have to put Hennessy in impressive. because I do like them more than I like Bugattis, which another probably unpopular opinion. But moving on with Holden. Now Holden, when you're trying to be the muscle car of Australia, I think that's really cheesy. Honestly, I don't really like Holden. Not a huge fan. I hate Vauxhall as well. I don't know if Vauxhall has their own. No, Vauxhall isn't in this list. Not a huge fan of Holden. I'm gonna put it in meh. No, not even gonna think about it. Next is Honda. Honda. It looks like Acura wasn't in the list, so I'm gonna put Acura with Honda here. Is Toyota and Lexus separated? Oh yeah, it is. But yeah, NSX, Honda NSX. Love the Honda NSX. Um, what else has Honda made? The new Accords are okay. But I don't like the Civics. I'm not a huge fan of the Civics. And that's because, I'm a huge muscle car guy. I'm not a huge fan of racers. I think it would be cruel to give it meh. I'll give Honda as worth the picture. They definitely have some cool cars in their collection, but overall they don't really impress me. Next is Hummer, and Hummer is just meh. H2s, H3s, nobody likes those. H1s are kind of cool, so I'll put Hummers in there. Next is Hyundai. I'm not a fan of Hyundai. That's immediately and disgusting. I think they're disgusting. The Hyundai Veloster, I think it's a disgusting car, and I'm a firm believer that you can't change my mind. I know some people think Hyundais are cool, but I don't like Hyundais at all. Infinity, they're okay. I think Infinities are I learned this recently from my friend. Infinity is actually a branch from Nissan. Uh, Apparently it's a luxury brand from Nissan, but Nissan's just way cooler. Infinity is meh. Infinity is definitely just a meh. Moving on is Jaguar. Now, if you guys know me well, Aston Martin is my favorite British brand. Jaguar is probably one of my least favorites. I like classic Jags, um, but I don't like Jags now. I don't like the F Type. I don't like the F Type. I think it's the SVR, right? Not a huge fan of Jaguars. I don't like their design. What is it? The I-Pace, the new electric SUV that just came out. I think the I-Pace is disgusting. Jaguar. I went to New York Auto Show 2 months ago, or maybe a month ago, and I just skipped the whole Jaguar section. Jaguar's meh to me. I'm sorry. Jaguar's just meh. It's not disgusting, but it's meh. But maybe it's on the higher spectrum of meh. It's like meh going to worth the picture, but it's just meh. Next is Jeep. Jeep is exciting. I love Jeep. The Gladiator, the Rubicon, Sahara, Willys Jeep even. Um, I love the Jeep. Jeep's amazing. I love everything about the Jeep. I love how you can take it apart and put it all together and how easy it is to do it. Jeeps are great. Also, my best friend drives a Jeep. So if you're watching it, Bennett, that's a shout out for you, buddy. Next is Kia. Now, Kia, in my opinion, I don't like Korean cars, but Kia is the cooler version of Hyundai in my opinion. I feel like if I was held at gunpoint and I had to buy a Korean car, I would buy a Kia. Kia Stingers are pretty cool, but once again, I don't think they're worth the picture. Or are they? Is the Kia Stingers cool? Now, you know what? Kia's just a meh. Kia just a meh to me. Moving on is the Koenigsegg. That's godly. Koenigsegg. I mean, beautiful cars. They're just so fast. They're jaw-dropping to look at. The Regera, the Jesco, beautiful. Koenigsegg is godly. Next is Lada. Now, I would take a photo of a Lada just because it's a Lada and it's like a meme, right? Lada's just a meme. It's a shit car, but it's a meme. But I feel like if I'm gonna put Lada in worth the picture, I mean, that's just me being just absolutely rude to Buick and Jaguar and Hummer, Kia. I'll have to put Lada in meh, but if I did see a Lada, I would definitely take a picture of a Lada. Moving on is Lamborghini. This is a hard one. Lamborghini has made some absolutely beautiful cars. Growing up, I've actually always followed Ferrari more than I followed Lamborghini. Um, I've always preferred the 458 over the Huracan. Um, I prefer the F12 over the Aventador. But I feel like as far as how the cars are going now, do I prefer the Tetra Rosa over the Countach though? I think the Countach is cooler than the Tetra Rosa. Uh, then there's the Murcielago as well. You know what? Lamborghini has to be in Godly. Oh God, there are too many cars in Godly. I feel like I should remove. No, Lamborghini should be in Godly. The Urus is cool too. Next is Lancia. Lancia is definitely impressive. The Delta Integrale, definitely in the game. I don't think Lancias, especially in top drives, I don't think Lancias are that cool because they're kind of weak in top drives. But in real life, and this is from a real life perspective, I think they're impressive. But I want to go back to Lamborghini and show you guys a picture actually. Uh, oh yeah, not the I said the Murcielago just now, but what I really meant was the Miura. This is beautiful. The Miura is just beautiful, beautiful car that. But yeah, that's the car I want to showcase. But next we have Land Rover. Land Rover has made some cool cars, in my opinion. I do like the Evoque. I like the Range Rover Sport. I don't think there's a Range Rover logo here, so we're gonna combine it together. Land Rover, I'm gonna say impressive. It's definitely an impressive car. Moving on is Lexus. Lexus, I love the Land Cruiser. I love the LFA, but it's impressive. I don't think it's exciting, but it's impressive. Next we have Lincoln. Lincoln is definitely worth the picture. It doesn't excite me in any way, but they have been kind of. I mean, when it comes to history, the Lincoln Continental, obviously a very iconic, and for all the wrong reasons as well, presidential car. I mean, the new Navigator is definitely a nice car. Aviator's alright, but I think it's just worth the picture. Moving on is Lotus. Lotus is cool. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the Evora, not a huge fan of the Elise. You know what? Lotus is just worth the picture, in my opinion. Moving on is Maserati. Maserati, I think, is just overrated. I see Maseratis going around. I see a lot of people trying to flex in Maseratis, but you can rent these cars for cheap, honestly. Um, there is history to Maserati, but I don't really follow it. Maserati is just worth the picture. It's all right. It's no Alpha. I think Alpha is just 10 times cooler than Maserati. Moving on is Mazda. Mazda has some cool cars, but they're also kind of like in the shadow of like Honda, Toyota, all that. Mazda, you know, they're the Mazda 3, Mazda 5. Those are civilian. Those are kind of meh cars, honestly. The Furai, it's just meh. Mazda's a meh. Moving on is McLaren. McLaren is cool. McLaren is definitely exciting. 720S, the F1s, I do like it, and you can't see it in the screen here because it's all black, but McLarens are cool. Moving on is Mercedes. If I'm going to put Audi and BMW in exciting, should I put Mercedes in exciting as well? Should I put all those big German cars together? I'm a huge fan of Mercedes. Growing up, I've always wanted a Mercedes. My grandfather had a Mercedes. I'm a huge fan of the SLS Black Series. Beautiful car. AMGs, I love the AMGs GTs, Mercedes 420 SEL. Mercedes is godly. For me, Mercedes is godly. I like Mercedes more than like BMW and Audi, and that's saying a lot since I own a BMW and so does my whole family. I like Mercedes. Moving on is Mini. Mini is disgusting. End of topic. Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi they definitely made some cool cars, especially with the Lancer Evos. All the evolutions of the Mitsubishis are cool. 8 and 9 especially. I don't really like 10. Definitely worth the picture. Is it impressive even? I do like the Mitsubishi Outlander. And I was talking to my friend recently about Mitsubishi. He told me that Mitsubishi was getting a comeback. I don't know if that's true. I'm leaning between worth the picture or impressive for Mitsubishi. I do like Mitsubishi more than like Honda. I can't say I like Lexus more than Mitsubishi, but I can't say I like Mitsubishi. Yeah, I think Mitsubishi is impressive. Moving on is Nissan. Nissan is my favorite Japanese brand. If you guys know, one of my favorite Japanese cars of all time is the R32. I love R33s, R34s, 35s, GT50s. I feel like Nissan is borderline godly for me. I like even the SUVs. I like the Muranos even, which is a pretty unpopular opinion. I don't like the Juke though. But I like the Nissan Patrol. I'll put it in exciting because I feel like Nissan doesn't wow me as much as an Aston Martin or an SLS Black Series, but it does. I mean, the GTRs do wow me as much as an M3 GTS. So definitely exciting. Moving on is Opel. Opel is disgusting. Moving on is Pagani. Pagani is definitely an exciting car for me. I do love the Zondas. Very, very nice. The Huayra as well. Pagani is definitely exciting. Um, Moving on is Peugeot. Peugeot is disgusting. Uh, Next is Polestar. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know what Polestar is. I definitely didn't. So I had to search it up. But Polestar looks like it's a Volvo, but not a Volvo. I don't know how to describe it, but it is a cool looking car. I would take a picture if I saw one. So worth the picture. Moving on is Porsche. My favorite German manufacturer is Porsche. So that is definitely godly. We're gonna put it here. I love Porsche. So much history about the Porsche. I love the 959 to the 918, the Carrera GT. I love them all the 911s as well. Definitely godly for me. Next is Ram. I love Dodge because I love the muscle cars that they make. I love Chargers and Challengers. Ram, I would say Ram is impressive, but I wouldn't say it's like exciting or godly. So we'll put it there. Next is Renault. Next is Rolls Royce. Now, this is why I put Bentley in impressive, because growing up, I've always preferred Rolls Royce over Bentley. I've followed the history of Rolls Royce a lot closer than I did with Bentley. It was always Rolls Royce and Bentley when I was young growing up. They always were, they were always together. So Rolls Royce is my favorite between the two. So Rolls Royce is definitely an exciting car. Moving on is Saab. Saab, I think Saab's kind of cool. In my opinion, Saab's a meme car. I do like Saab, so Saab is going to be worth the picture. Definitely, unpopular opinion, but I do love Saab. Next is Seat. It's a Spanish brand, which I don't care about, and that's going to be in just disgusting. Next is Skoda. I don't care about Skoda either. Skoda is from the Czech Republic, I think. But yeah. Next is Smart. This is basically Mercedes's, what came out of Mercedes's poop hole. We don't talk about that. Next is Subaru. Subaru is actually really cool. Subaru is actually really, really cool. I do like Subaru. Impressive. I would say Subaru is definitely impressive. The Foresters and Outbacks are cool, as well as the WRX. So next is Suzuki, and Suzuki, nothing special to me. It's definitely in the meh. Moving on is Tesla. Tesla is worth the picture, but I never really jumped on the Tesla hype train. It's kind of like the same with Bugatti, but I do like the design of Tesla a little better. But I never really jumped on the Tesla hype train. It's cool though. It's a cool car. Elon Musk is a god as well. Moving on is Toyota. Toyota has some really cool cars. They've made the Toyota Tacoma, which is in the U.S. Actually, a lot of my viewers are from Europe, so you might not know. But let me show you the Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro. That's cool. That is cool. The only pickup truck I would get over this is probably a Raptor. I would get this over a Dodge Ram, honestly. That is a cool car. There's as well the Supra, the 2000 GT. I think it is the 2000 GT that is called. No, that's a Nissan, isn't it? No, yeah, it is a 2000 GT. Beautiful, beautiful car. Toyota has made some really cool cars. The Toyota Century, actually. Let me show you the Toyota Century, which is exclusive to Japan. I think that's marvelous. Toyota is definitely exciting to me, and obviously I can't mention Toyota without mentioning the Supra Mark IV, Mark V. Love them. Next is TVR. TVR is definitely worth the picture, almost impressive, but I'm just going to say worth the picture. It's borderline impressive and worth the picture. Next is Volkswagen. It's just meh. It is really just meh to me. Volkswagen is known for their Golfs and their, the Golf GTI and everything, but I'm not a huge fan of hatchbacks. But I will never put. Actually, no. Volkswagen isn't worth the picture to me because yeah, it's not. But Volkswagen is a good car. I have to give it that. But in my opinion, I'm just not a huge fan. Next is Volvo. Volvo, the XC90. I think the XC90 is pretty cool. Yeah, let's say it's worth. Where's it meh? Volvo is just no. I actually like Volvo. Volvo is kind of like I like Volvo. I really do. I just like the design. It's very subtle. A little bit like Audi as well. It's just that Volvo doesn't have the same presence as an Audi, and they don't have a sport division or off-road division. I mean, Audi doesn't really. Well, they do. I guess they have the Q7 and they have the Quattro from back in the day. But next is W Motors. W Motors, as I said at the start of the video, and if you're still watching 34 minutes, oh my god. I thought I was trying to be as fast as I can, but W Motors, they made the Lycan Motorsport, but I mean, it doesn't really impress me. I'll take a photo of it, but you know, kind of the same thing with Bugatti, so I'll put it in with the picture. But yeah, wow, 35 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. This is my list. Tell me what you agree with, what you don't. I'm sure you guys are probably gonna be talking about how I put Bugatti in just worth the picture, and how I put Dodge and Godly, but you guys know why I put Dodge and Godly. Obviously Chevrolet, they have the Tahoe Custom, but if I shouldn't put Chevrolet higher. But this is my list, and I feel like it's pretty accurate of what I think of cars. Aston Martin, Corvette, Dodge, which ironically has the Ram picture on it, Porsche, Ferrari, Koenigsegg, Lamborghini, Mercedes. Yeah, definitely those cars I love. I feel like Lamborghini I would put in exciting, honestly. But yeah, this is what I feel, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this really long video. Once again, I would love to know your comments and your opinions down below. So hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.